Hi, Maria here. Welcome to my channel. Today I am doing beast mode fragrances. The most powerful fragrances, the long-lasting fragrances that there are. This is a tag started by Nisha from Spicy Looks, and she is awesome. She's just such, not only does she have great content, but she's a wonderful human being. So I will leave her channel link down below. Please go check her out. But anyway, she started a tag last year, and this is, take 2 of Beast Mode fragrances for this year. So I've got a ridiculously large amount of fragrances. I should have pared it down. I'm going to go through them quite quickly because I think I've got 12 here. And some of them I've talked about a lot recently, so I'll just quickly mention them and move on. At least that's my hope. We'll see. But anyway, if you haven't subscribed, please feel free to hit that subscribe button. Become part of the Weird and Wonderful family. I would love to have you part of the community. And without further ado, let's get into this. Normally, when I think of heavy hitters, I think of deep, dark, mysterious, delicious, major banger, that kind of thing. But there are also fragrances that are a little bit more airy or light that I actually consider to be heavy hitters as well, because their projection and sillage are so magnificent. So I'm gonna do these 2 kind of as honorable mentions. The first one is Coco Mademoiselle. I talk about this one a lot. Super classy, beautiful, feminine fragrance. It has kind of a slightly sweet citrus orange, kind of a warmer orange, and then it's got some beautiful florals, oak moss, vanilla, patchouli, and vetiver in the base. And this one, yes, it just smells classy. It's one of my favorite fragrances. But what makes it a heavy hitter is the sillage and the projection are fantastic on this. And this lasts all day, like a good 10-12 hours on my skin. And so for that reason, I consider it a heavy hitter. And it's kind of special because you don't have a whole lot of fragrances that work in the summer that aren't overpowering, but they're still beast mode as far as performance is concerned. So I wanted to include this. The other one that I'll quickly talk about is FLORABOTANICA by Balenciaga. This one, again, same category as the Coco Mademoiselle, where it's a little bit more delicate smelling fragrance, but the projection, sillage, and lasting ability of this fragrance is fantastic. Now, this one, it's absolutely beautiful. It smells like it's got mint and cannabis in the opening, like English gardeny in the morning, where you get that greenness, and then you come along and you see this dewy, beautiful rose. It's still got like water droplets on it, and you take a sniff and you smell that beautifulness. Maybe you get a little bit of water up your nose, but this one just smells so beautiful. It's unique. It's perfect for spring and summer. And I think that this one, it lasts, again, a good 10-12 hours. Projection and sillage is fantastic. So I wanted to mention that because not everybody loves the really super duper uber beast modes. And now I've got 10 fragrances I want to share with you. Again, this list is pretty long, so I'm going to just kind of go quickly through them. The first one I'm going to choose is Florence by Swiss Arabian. It smells to me exactly like Roses Vanille by Mascara. This thing lasts forever on my skin. It's so potent, you don't want to overspray with this one. It smells like kind of a juicy, fruity, a little bit smoky, creamy rose fragrance. There's a bit of tartness in this, a little bit of tang almost, I guess is what I would say. But it is a beautiful fragrance, and it lasts forever on my skin and even longer on my clothes, and definitely it fills a room. So Florence by Swiss Arabian, if you want a cheaper version of Roses Vanille, check this one out, because to me they smell like I can't actually tell the difference. So to me they're like 99% alike, so definitely worth checking out. And the next one is so similar to that, but I wanted to mention it, is Montel's Intense Cafe. Now this one, Yeah, this one I like a little bit better than Florence because I like that hint of coffee cream in there. I just think it's so beautiful. So this one has that little bit of coffee, which kind of warms it up. It doesn't have the same tang to me as Rose's Vanille. The Intense Cafe has more of a super sugary, creamy coffee with like a rose. So I always imagine sitting in a cafe in Paris. Someday I'm gonna do that. I haven't done it yet, but someday I'm going to. Sitting in a cafe in Paris and I'm drinking like a super sweet, delicious coffee. And it's, you know, because it has the milk and the cream, you know, you're getting the sweetness, that kind of almost dessert-like nature of the coffee. And then there's this beautiful, you know, kind of a collection of roses sitting on the table, and I get wafts of the rose as I'm drinking my coffee. That's what this one reminds me of. Again, super long lasting, powerful. You don't need to put much on. Love it. Intense Cafe by Montal. Next fragrance that is a super major heavy hitter is Angel Muse EDP. So this is the Eau de Parfum. Oh, this is just beautiful. This one is, it's got hazelnut, cacao. There's lots of patchouli in here. So if you're not a fan of patchouli, this one's pretty strong. But it just smells so, so good. As it dries down on the skin, I don't even need to spray this one because it's so strong. As it dries down on the skin, you get kind of cocoa hazelnut spread, like sweetness on your skin. It develops really beautifully and it lasts like a good 12 hours, if not longer. Like this is a beast. For some people like me, it took me a while. Like now I smell more of the sweetness as it dries down, but for the most part, I get a really, really strong patchouli. So this one comes across a little bit more like a sweet iced tea for me, with a hint of cocoa or cacao in it, rather than like a super luscious hazelnut spread. But that said, I find this one super comforting. It's warm, it's kind of sexy, and yeah, like this thing lasts forever and is super, super strong. This is a powerhouse. Angel Muse EDP. So the next fragrance that I have for you is Elisab Le Parfum Royal. Now this one, I've talked about it a lot. It has orange in it as well, but it's primarily orange and rose is what I get out of this. And this is a more mouth-watering tart but sweet orange or tangerine, mandarin, that kind of idea. Whereas Coco Mademoiselle is a little bit more of a warm, gentle orange, slightly sweet. This is a little bit sweeter. The rose in this is beautiful. In the base, this has patchouli, amber, vanilla, and sandalwood. What it does is it creates kind of a bed of almost a spiciness with this rose. So it smells like a spiced orange. I get like hints of Middle Eastern spices like, you know, cinnamon or nutmeg, even though those notes aren't listed. This lasts a good 12 hours on my skin. I think it's gorgeous. It projects beautifully. Like I get wafts of it all day. And yeah, super, super potent. I love this. So Elisab Le Parfum Royal. Next one, I haven't talked about it very much lately, but it is still a major love, and that is Jasmine Wisp by Rasasi. Now this one, I love this one. I want to actually explore Middle Eastern brands a bit more because they've got some really fantastic fragrances and the prices are good, but this is a major heavy hitter. Now when I first smelt it, I thought to myself, oh, it's a bit scratchy and screechy, but slowly it just became one of my favorite fragrances. I love wearing this. It's again a powerhouse, so like 3 sprays and you're gonna smell it all day. It stays on your skin like again 10-12 hours. This projects beautifully. Yeah, it's amazing. Passion fruity peachy vibe is what I get from this one. Nice bright juicy fruits in the opening. There's kind of a a mixture, like it says white florals, so it doesn't even have jasmine listed as a note, but it's got these white florals. There's a bit of creaminess from the coconut. Unlike Coco Mademoiselle that kind of develops over time, this is really pretty linear. So what I smell in the beginning is kind of what I smell throughout the whole fragrance. It's cheery, it's uplifting, it's bold, it's vivacious. It says, hello, I'm here. Like, this is such a pretty fragrance. And when I wear it, I just feel happy. Like, I feel happy all day. So it's funny how fragrances kind of bring out different like people in us, kind of. So I put this one on and I feel like a fierce lioness. I put this one on and I just feel flirty and happy and full of joy. So I love this fragrance. You know, you don't need many sprays of this one, like I said. That said, I actually like dousing myself in this, and I just enjoy myself literally all day. So definitely worth checking out if you want something happy. This is definitely a good beast mode fragrance. So Jasmine Wisp by Rasasi, and all of these will be linked down below as well. Next one is Swiss Arabian's Shaghoff Oud. Now this one is supposed to be kind of like a dupe for Lancome's Oud Bouquet. You want to talk heavy hitter, like this thing is so freaking potent. Like you smell it right off the cap. It fills the room if you take the cap off. This one is Rose Oud Praline. That's basically what you get from this. So I love oud. I think it's super sensual and mysterious. So oud is definitely a favorite note, and mixed with rose, it's so stunning. This isn't like a heavy, like skanky, dirty oud. This is like a sweeter oud, and then with the praline, of course, it just kind of adds to kind of a smooth, kind of creamy, rose, sweet, oudy deliciousness. Now this one, like 2 sprays, and they're gonna smell you in the next room. Like, this thing is powerful, and it lasts forever on your skin and on your clothing. Like, it's not gonna come out. Like, it's just not gonna come out until you wash it. So Swiss Arabian Shaghoff Oud, beautiful fragrance. Again, excellent value for your money. I don't know how I'll ever get through a bottle this big, because basically 2 sprays is plenty. This is fantastic for fall and winter. It's quite sensual to me, so to me this wouldn't be something I'd well, honestly, like, all of these are so powerful that there's only a few that I would actually wear to an office, but this is beautiful, you know, for a going out night. I think it smells like you're wearing, like, you know, a fancy outfit. It's great for Christmas time. To me, yeah, it's beautiful, it's sensual. So, you know, if you want someone to smell you from across the table, like for a date night, this would be beautiful. If you want someone to snuggle with, this would probably be suffocating. The next fragrance that I wanted to talk about that is pretty darn potent is Dior Addict. Now this one is not for the faint of heart for sure. It's super powerful, potent, lasts a decent amount of time on the skin, projects amazingly. The base notes in this are vanilla tonka and sandalwood, and I definitely get that vanillic base with kind of a lot of spice. I don't notice any particular, you know, floral in this. To me, it just comes across as this vanillic, slightly powdery, but not like majorly powdery, spicy fragrance, super sensual. Reminds me a bit of kind of a chai type spice, but not quite in this. And yeah, it lasts a long time on my skin. So this one is definitely worth checking out. It would be more of a fragrance I'd want to wear at night. It's to me quite alluring. So definitely Dior Addict. I've got 3 more beast mode fragrances that I want to share with you. The first is Velvet Vanilla by Mansera. This one is less dark and deep. It's more, it's just the strongest fragrance I can think of, really. Like for whatever reason, this one, I do like 2 sprays basically, and I can smell myself forever with this one. So this one has pear, there's angelica in this, so there's a slight green fruitiness in the opening with a real major bubblegummy tuberose. So you get that sweet candy-like tuberose, slightly creamy, slightly green, just a hint, like a whisper of greenness in the opening. It dries down to basically like a vanilla buttercream icing on my skin. So the longevity on this one is amazing. The sillage projection, again, you smell me, everybody smells me if I'm putting this on. But what I love about it is even when you finally, like 10 hours later at night, if you go in really close to the skin, you get this beautiful, delicious, gourmand icing type smell to me. So this one to me would be a great one if you were going out with the girls all day and then you're coming home to snuggle with your significant other. This one is great in the, it'll take you all day. And into the evening, it becomes, again, that kind of more buttercreamy icing smell. So if someone snuggles in, they're not going to get overpowered by this at that point, but it's still going to come across nice and strong, like strong enough. So anyway, Velvet Vanilla by Mansera, beautiful, beautiful. I love this one. I can see some people finding this a little scratchy. Again, it's kind of like loud. So both Velvet Vanilla, Jasmine Wisp, these are fragrances, actually Florence as well, but especially these two, they're bordering on obnoxious because they're so loud and slightly scratchy. But you know how some people, they're kind of the life of the party? That's these two girls. They are the lives of the party. She's a little bit saucy and sensual. She's just full of joy and always laughing, but they're just both, you want them at your party. Like, you definitely want them at your party. So both of these amazing. Okay, so I saved my 2 absolute favorite fragrances for the very end. And the first one is Tom Ford's Noir Femme. Basically, as soon as I get this bottle in my hand, I just feel really, really, really happy. I love the feel of it. Like, it's smooth, but it's such a classy bottle. Like, this to me is so, like, it's just beautiful. The fragrance is stunning. This is like creamy, deep, dark, luscious, sexiness. Like, this is so freaking good. What I get from this is kind of like a little bit like, sometimes I've made like a lemon vanilla cheesecake, like, so lemon vanilla cheesecake, light on the lemon, and then I'll put cinnamon and different spices just on the top and eat it with the cinnamon on it. So that creamy, a little bit cheese-y, like, but not stinky cheese, like sweet, like, so sweet, lactonic, vanillic, a little bit of juiciness, but then with some spice somehow in it. Maybe it's the ginger, maybe coffee has some of that warm spiciness to it. But this is just absolutely beautiful. It smells luxurious. It smells expensive. Like, you smell like a really, really rich woman. And when I smell this one, I think of, I've said this before, but I just imagine myself dressed up in this velvet gown, and I've got some sort of like fur stole over me, and I'm going out and I get picked up in a limousine, and my significant other, he's wearing a tuxedo. He kind of reminds me of Clark Gable. I think that's who it was. I'll put a picture up but I just imagine being picked up by someone that's like dressed in very dapper and you know, suave, is that even a word? Okay, you get my idea. But anyway, we're both dressed up, and then with the heat in the car and the fragrance and just everything, oh, this smells so good and so sexy and so warm and inviting and luscious and ooh, so sexy. So this one lasts forever on my skin as well. I so enjoy it because it's kind of deep and vanillic, but it's not like in your face, like it's so smooth. So I love Noir Perfume. You are beautiful. So the younger, little bit trashier sister of Noir Perfume would be Ylang Espresso, and she is naughty. Like this woman, she's got a little bit of mystery, and there's a demure sensuality about her. That's this woman. This woman, she wears leopard print. You know, she wears leopard print and leather. She always has a red lip on. She's a little bit like flirtatious. She's sexy, whatever. That's this girl here. With this one, I noticed a little bit of that pepper with the rose and the creamy florals. Notice that with the coffee in the beginning, but then as it dries down, you get more of that tiramisu dessert-like nature with a bit of creaminess, with a bit of, that cacao in there, a little bit of spice from that guaiac wood. So I just think this one's amazing. This one lasts all day. So if I put it on in the morning, I smell it at night. I enjoy the whole entire time I've got it on, from kind of that more scratchy in your face business at the beginning. To me, it gives a little bit of a lipsticky feel. I said before, it smells like lipstick and leather in kind of a naughty way. So that's what I get to begin with in this one, but then it warms up and gets sweeter and a little bit more delectable as the wear continues. So again, 10 or so hours with this one. Projection is, I think, really good to begin with. Near the end, it's not as maybe as powerful as some of these, but to me, this is super beast mode and so sexy. So yeah, if you gotta sniff it. If you can get your nose on it, it definitely isn't for everybody. If you look on Fragrantica, there's a ton of people that hate this. I just, like, I don't know, maybe I like a little bit of skankiness, but this one is just so good to me. And I love the fact that as it dries down, you get that sweet, delicious, kind of a dessert-like quality. This is considered a gourmand, even though to begin with, I wouldn't want to eat this to begin with, but as the wear progresses, really, really good. So anyway, love it from beginning to end. Definitely worth checking out. This does not smell, I wouldn't say this smells rich and luxurious. This smells sensual, rich, and luxurious. This smells kind of skanky, a little bit cheap. It's just so fantastic. Like, I don't know, like either way, classy or a little bit kind of whatever. Like, they're both beautiful in their own right. They definitely invoke different scenarios in my head. Me and my scenarios. I hope you guys don't mind my scenarios, but this is what Perfume does for me. So that's it. Those were all my heavy hitters. What are your major heavy hitters? I think some of the niche fragrances has a lot more in the heavy hitter department. But these are the ones that I have in my collection that they stand out as being long lasting, like 10 plus hours. They project for a long time. People can smell you when you leave the room even. They leave that lasting impression, so to speak. And they're all rather unique in their own right. I love wearing every one of them. Let me know what your favorites are in the description, and if you have ones that you think I should check out, leave that down there as well. And other than that, that's it. I hope you have an amazing week, and we'll talk to you soon.